welcome back to Casually Crafted. My name is Ashley and this is Crafty Chat number 41. So today I mostly just have some finished objects. I don't have any real whips going on. But yeah, so we'll get to that. First I want to show you the finished Hermione doll that I made. Last time I forgot to show, I showed all the pieces, but I forgot that I had a scarf in there. I actually, so I made this for my daughter who just turned 9. And I actually gave it to her and wrapped it and everything without the scarf because it was at the bottom of the bag and I completely forgot that it was part of the pattern. So the next day I wove in all the ends to the scarf, and that was actually my least favorite part of this whole pattern. They had you carry the colors through, obviously, because that'd be a lot of ends. It's only 3 rows for each color back and forth, but it's still kind of a pain in the butt. And that's just kind of looped on so she can take it off if she ever wants to. Yeah, I think it turned out okay. This pattern also did, last time I made something, the safety eyes are just glued in instead of putting it in before you close off the head, which I don't love because now I have, I don't know if you can see, I have glue right there on her little eye thing, and so that doesn't look nice, I guess. And my other daughter was like, why doesn't she have a mouth? Well, that's just the way the pattern is. So yeah, she's done. My daughter was excited and liked it, so yeah. Oops. My other main finished object was a gift for my daughter's friend. Their birthdays are actually 5 days apart, plus 1 year. He's a year younger than her. But he's really into Pokemon, and so it was last minute. I realized his birthday party was the same day as her birthday party. We planned it that way so they could go to each other's parties. But yeah, so I realized the night before that we didn't have a gift for him and we didn't have time to go to the store while getting ready for her party. So I just found this pattern for a Pokemon drawstring bag. It's supposed to look kind of like the Pokeball, I guess, because that's what he's really into right now. So I just used the sugar and cream or peaches and cream cotton for that, and I'll post a picture here because I obviously gave it to him already. My only issue with this pattern was when you switch from the white to the red, you do a back loop only, and then at the end you go through with the black and do slip stitches across that line, so there's a black line through the middle. And I just couldn't get it to look good. No matter which way I did it, there was always white showing through the slip stitches. But I mean, he doesn't care, but it was bugging me. My other finished objects that I just finished today is a whole ton of fall themed towels, and I'll link my tutorial for my towel topper that I make. And I just sell these locally, on our local Facebook pages, and they usually do pretty good. I made 15, which I didn't realize I had so many. But the last few weeks since the party, I decided I was just going to focus on the towels and pumpkins and just work on those for a few weeks, and that's all I've done. So I'll post a picture of the towels that I did before I added the buttons. And then I just took individual pictures of them, but I don't feel like showing them all, and you probably wouldn't care to see them all individually. So for pumpkins, I talked about these on my last video a little bit. On my last video, I just made a few because I was experimenting with the stitch pattern and the sizes and everything. So just so you know, I will link the pattern tutorial kind of that I'm using. There's actually 3 different pumpkin patterns that she has on this post, blog post or whatever. I'm using one that she made out of velvet yarn, and her suggestion was just to change the size based on what size of yarn you're using. So like a chunkier yarn is obviously going to make a bigger pumpkin than like a 3-weight or a 4-weight. But what I have been doing is to keep my sizes consistent no matter which size of yarn I'm doing. The rectangle part you make, I've been doing like a small, medium, and large and trying to keep that consistent. It's still been a little bit, there's a little bit of variation, so even though, so my sizes are, for small is 5 by 7 inches, medium is 6 by 9 inches, and large is 7 by 12 inches. And some yarn is stretchier than others, so it's hard to measure. Like, do you measure it when it's just flat, or do you measure it like stretched out? So, and then some like shrink on itself a little bit more as you're working on it. So they're not all exactly the same size, but at least I can have it like these ones are small, these ones are medium, these ones are large as far as like pricing and stuff goes. So I'm going to show you the ones that I made. Oh, and for the pattern for the stem is from that same person. They have like a little curly Q thing on their stem. I just do the actual stem part. I don't do the curly Q part. And then I'll show you what yarns I used. I think I got them all because I have like 15 pumpkins here. And I made them in sets of 3. Not that they have to be sold in sets of 3, but just I try to do colors that would go well together. So I did like a small, medium, and large together. But they can obviously be interchanged as if anybody wanted to. So first I used one color for all of the stems. So they all have the same exact color for the stems. And this is the Big Twist Value from Joann's, and it's the color taupe. So it's a kind of lightish brown, but not like tan. I don't know, it's an interesting brown, but it worked for most of the ones that I used. And I didn't feel like changing it. Because I mean, pumpkin stems aren't really brown if you look at them in real life. Okay, so my first set, I don't know, I didn't do a certain order, I don't think. Anyway, here is my large for this one. And it's there we go. This one is made with homespun, and this is the color Pearls. So it's got some like really light tan and cream, and then like a really lightish gray too. Like it's kind of hard to see right there. It's kind of grayish, almost silver. So this part is the gray, and then like a little tan, and then more of the cream. So that's a large, and I didn't stuff the stems. Her pattern didn't say to, so I just kind of left them, and people can like squish them how they want it to look, I guess. So that's a large. The medium I made to go with that one is this one. And actually, I think I tried to make, was it this one that I tried to make a large, but it shrunk a lot, like with the chains. Like when I started the chain, it like shrunk once I started the pattern. So it's the same, basically same height almost, but it was smaller, so I called it a medium. And this is a yarn that I got at the thrift store a few weeks ago, the Deborah Norville Everyday by Premier. There we go. It's just kind of variegated. It's interesting because it has like solid sections and then like short little variegated sections. So it was definitely interesting to work with that one, just to see the colors kind of come out. And then the small one I made to go with that is this little guy. And he actually turned out a little bit taller than some of my other small ones. So this one I made with Lion Brand. I have the ball band. I left the rest upstairs. The Lion Brand Ice Cream Cotton Blend. And the color, like the chocolate color, even though it looks nothing like chocolate. Oh, this one says orange because I have an orange one later. But yeah, this one's the chocolate color. And what I actually did was I held 2 strands together from the same skein, so I pulled from the outside and the inside, just to give it a little more interest. So yeah, so there is a small for that set. I think the next set I did is kind of an orangey, not orangey, yellowy set. If I can. Okay, so large is this one, and let me skip the yarn. This is Big Twist Static, so this is kind of new, I think, at Joann's, and this is the color Orange Sunset. So definitely there's some orange in there, but there's definitely a lot of like that mustard, a little bit of tan. And this one is a bulky 5, in case you were wondering. And then to go with that, there was another Big Twist, and this is the medium. I was hoping this was going to turn more orange, and maybe if I made another one, because of the way the striping works, it'd be more orange. Because I thought it'd be a fun if it was orange and black, like more Halloween-y than just fall. But I still have plenty of this one if I wanted to make more. This is Big Twist Reverb, so that's also a new one, and it's a 4-weight, and this is the color Rust Red. I think Bag O'Day did a review or something on this with the stripes. So that's the medium one, and then the small, where is it? Hold on. Okay, that was weird. I have like a little step stool right here that's holding some of the pumpkins, and it had fallen off and rolled underneath, so I couldn't find it. Anyway, here is the small one, and he turned out a little bit smaller than some of the other ones. I think part of it was the yarn, and I think a few of these I did 4x7 instead of 5x7, because I don't know why I thought it was 4. So this yarn is the Yarn Bee Cotton Decay, and I got this from Hobby Lobby clearance, and this is the color Mustard. So still have plenty of that. This is the only one I made with that, so he's cute. Here, let me, I guess I could show you all 3 together. Maybe not. Maybe I'll post a picture. I just took some pictures of these 2, so that'll be easier. Then the next one, I think, was I did a black one, and this is Premier Parfait, just in the black color. I didn't bring it down. Yeah, some of them, they kind of like twist sideways, even though they're actually just a straight rectangle, but that's okay. So there's that one. To go with that, I did an orange one with the ice cream cotton blend, so that's the medium, and I held this one double as well. This orange color, it has, you can see there's like pink in it almost, which is why I wanted to hold it double, so that there wouldn't be random swatches of pink. Like, it says it's orange, but it's definitely not orange to me. So if I figured if I held it double, there'd never be any spot that was all pink. The pinks would be mixed in with the other shades of orange, if that makes sense. And then to go with that, made this little purple one. And this yarn is fun. I got it at a garage sale last summer, and I don't really even know. Hello. Focus. Touch Me Do. I have no idea. I have a few of this purple and then some cream So yeah, I made a little purple one. So I figured the black and the orange and the purple would be kind of more Halloweenish than fall, um, just for fun. And then two more. Then I did another big one with the Premier Parfait. Let me see what color. It's called Blueberry. I don't know if I'd call that blueberry, but whatever. To me, it's almost teal. I would like it a little more greenish to be like a true teal, but I like it anyway. And then to go with that, I use this purple, but in the cream for the medium. It's kind of hard to see the texture. It's not as shiny as the purple, but there's definitely still the fuzzy texture. And then for the small, oh, I didn't grab this one. This one is like a Yarn Bee. It's their anti-pilling one, soft and sleek, maybe. And I actually got this color to match one of the towels that I wanted to match. So I thought that would be cute together with the with the cream all together. Yeah. And then one last set that I did was sorry, I don't know what's going on with my throat. So this one turned out a little bit taller because this yarn I was using a mainstay from Walmart version, but I also had it's the same as this Premier Chunky Cotton, which is a bulky 6, and this is the color Terracotta. So for the main part of the pumpkin, until I got it the right size using one skein of the mainstays, and then to stitch it together I needed to break into this. So normally to get like the ridges, let's see if I can see one that's easy to see. I don't know. Okay, so to get the ridges without just like a random round pumpkin, you can see this line right here. And then there's one right here. So what I do is I take some yarn up through the middle and then back around and pull tight, just in random sections, like 4 or 5 sections. But what was happening for this big one is that yarn was just snapping like so easily. So I couldn't pull tight enough to get this to squish down like some of the other ones. So that's why he's a little bit taller. So that was really frustrating. I have like 10 different strands under here that I had knotted together to get it to work. So even cinching the top and bottom, it kept breaking. So I don't know if the main stage version would have broken like that because I just crocheted with it. I didn't sew with it. But definitely the Premier Chunky Cotton. This was from the dollar store. But I did notice I think they have it on their website for like $6. So I don't think I would spend $6 on this for how much it just kept breaking as I was working with it. But anyway, the ones to go with that, I made another, oh dang, I forgot one. I made another of the ice cream cotton blend in the chocolate color, but this time I held it double with, man, if I could stay organized, that would be great. I held it double with this, but in a different color. I forgot to bring it down because it's still in my bag that I use. So yeah, the cotton DK, but it's in a cream color. I don't remember the color name, but yeah, it's the cream of it matched perfectly to the cream of the ice cream cotton blend. As they were sitting there next to each other on the shelf or on my whip cart, I decided to put those two together. So it's not a lot different than this one. They're pretty similar, but a little bit different at the same time. So, and this one's small, this one's large, or medium. And then to go with that is so I pulled out all my pumpkins that I made last year. And there's a lot. So between last year and maybe the year before, I don't remember. I made like a ton of different patterns. I was just experimenting with a bunch of patterns, and I gifted some to friends, and I just kept a bunch. But I saw on my shelf that I had made one with some, I think I have some back here. It's like a Lion brand, but it's gold. It's like a really thin, I don't know, it's just gold. And I really liked the look of that pumpkin, but I don't, and I'm pretty sure I have more of it, but I wanted to save it for like snowflakes and Christmas stuff. So I remembered that I had this yarn that I think I got at Hirschner's. If not, it's Mary Maxim. So this is called the Soho Noel. So I remember that because I was going to use this to make snowflakes too. But when I bought it, it looked more white online. So it's kind of cream, but it's got silver and gold in it. So this last pumpkin was made with that. And it's a small one. So it's not quite as obviously shimmery as the gold one that I have that I like. And this was actually interesting to work with because, and this is the color Sugar Cookie. It's a chain spun yarn, which I don't use a lot of chain spun. But I'd never heard of a chain spun that's also kind of roving, where it goes like thinner to thicker to thinner. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of thick right here, and then it goes thinner, and I don't know, it's hard to see, but so it made it interesting in here. Like you can see there's like a thicker chunk right here, and then there's like random little thick chunks, which it was easier to see when it was still a rectangle. There's one right there. When it was still a rectangle before I made it into the pumpkin. So that made it interesting, because I'm working into the back loops on some rows and then like the third loop on other rows, and so I was worried about it, like some of the parts are so thin that I was like hoping I wasn't gonna snap it or whatever, I don't know. Okay, so that is all my pumpkins. So I'm just gonna post these on like Facebook, just like I do my towels, and see if they sell. I wanted to do craft fairs this year, but there's so many things that I would need to make to have like a stock of that I don't think I would be ready for one. So if I don't end up selling any of these this year, I'll just save them and maybe try next year. I don't know. So yeah, like I said, I don't really have any whips because I've just been working on these towels and pumpkins. So for my upcoming plans, because I gave myself a deadline. It was gonna be like Labor Day, but then I extended it an extra week to finish all the towels and the pumpkins. Because I would just make these pumpkins forever. Like normally I don't like making the same thing over and over, but then there's some things that I just want to make like in every color that I have. Like I don't even have that many in just regular orange. Like, so unless somebody specifically asks me to make them one, I'm going to try to be done with pumpkins so that I can work on other things. So a few other things I want to make Halloween towels before the beginning of October. And then my daughter's birthday, my youngest, will be 2 in November. So I want to make her a dog. So I made my just turned 5-year-old a unicorn. I made Hermione for my 9-year-old. So I'm going to make a dog for my almost 2-year-old. And I'll post a picture here, I think, of the pattern I've picked. And maybe I'll link the tutorial. It's really interesting the way she does her patterns. I don't know how to explain it. Like she has like V's and X's and T's or A's or I don't remember that stand for like single crochet, double crochet, kind of like how it would be in a chart, but she writes it out. And then so she has like on the video it says this is what this means, this is what this means, but then as she goes through the video she uses her abbreviations. So I think what I'm going to do is go through the whole like hour and a half video and just write out the pattern, because sometimes it's easier for me to just to read a pattern unless I don't understand what it's saying, like, and I need a visual. As far as like I hate like watching like an amigurumi tutorial where you're just increasing forever and then you're decreasing like to make a head. Like I can make a head, I can make a circle without needing to see that done, if that makes sense. But then there's other parts that are more complicated, like I wish people would show like how they sew things together since I am not good at that part. So and for this I think I want to use scraps. Like I think hers is a little bit stripy, and so I thought it might be fun to use some of my scraps that I have. And I haven't decided how I want to do that, if I want to plan it out, just use scraps of a certain size so that they're not too many big stripes, or what I want to do with that. Yeah, so I'm going to start working on that. My mom's birthday is also in November, and then Christmas gifts obviously coming up. And then I also want to make beanies, so like winter hats. So I have some like chunky yarn like Scarfy and just some other random yarns that I might want to. I want to do a mixture of like the divine hat, like for like the girly hats. I want to do probably divine hats, and then some like gender neutral ones with. I have some patterns written down that I decided a while ago. I'll have to go back and look them up. But yeah, so that's what I have coming up. I don't know if I have a deadline for how long I want to keep doing beanies. The pumpkins were nice because I could just, it was just like a 2-row repeat. I could just take it wherever. The beanies, I don't know if I want to like pick one pattern and make a bunch of that one pattern so that I have it in my head. I feel like if I switch from one pattern to another pattern to another pattern, I might have to go back and look at it every time, and that slows me down a little bit. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. But anyway, I think that is everything. I'm probably forgetting something. I do want to do a video showing my daughter's birthday party, which was Harry Potter themed. Everybody had a lot of fun. All my friends were super impressed with pictures. They're like, oh, we need to have a Halloween Harry Potter party and you can be in charge of it. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm done with that now. So yeah, I want to do a video just kind of like a walkthrough of everything we did, and I didn't do like a ton of decorations, but a little bit, and just how it went. I just won't be able to show a lot of pictures of the kids doing stuff just because they're not my kids, so I don't want to have to reach out and get permission to post things online. So yeah, that is hopefully going to be in the next few days. It is 11 o'clock at night, so I probably should get to bed, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye guys.